everybody, it's me, Tracy Bloom, and I'm back again for another week of children's book reviews. And this week I'll be reviewing a book by Papa Campbell, who comes from Oregon, just like me. And I have the help of my little companion back here, Olivia. Yeah, she's always in the background. So Papa Campbell is a great author, and he has very nicely sent me a few of his books. So I have Bumble Bee Bob Has a Big Butt, and I also have The Farmyard Adventures of Clever Heifer and Delbert, the Downhearted Dung Beetle. So these are adorable books. All of them have a very similar thing in common, which is they all have very good moral lessons at the end. And he also has a very fun way of presenting characters and also making it a fun read. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is Bumble Bee Bob Has a Big Butt. And this is a story about a bumblebee named Bob who's born with a little bit of an abnormality. He has a very large butt. So all the other bees that are in the hive are smaller and make very, the buzzing sound that all the other bees always make. So Bumblebee Bob, he has this huge butt, and his butt makes this real strong butting noise, and all the other bees make fun of him and they laugh at him, and he's just upset, and he always knocks things over with his butt, and his parents are embarrassed, but they still love him. So the parents, they make him a nice home where he can fit with his butt. And one day when he's out of the wood pile, there's a fire that happens in the wood pile, and all the other bees are asleep. So Bumblebee Bob, he runs, and here he is with his big bee butt, and here he is, and he flies and he flies and he tries to wake everybody up, but nobody, his parents aren't loud enough to wake up all the other bees. So Bumblebee Bob shakes back and forth and makes this real loud, what they considered annoying noise, and wakes up everybody in the hive, and then everybody ends up being saved, and he's the town hero. One thing that I like about his books are that on the last page he has these morals that he says, in case you missed it, here's the moral of the story. And it says, your big behind butt, or your big nose, or your great big toe will also make you a big giant buzzing hero. So he compares this to being a boy or girl, or a rabbit, or a squirrel, and he has this cute little rhyme scheme going on. And he just says, you know what, if you're born a little different, that's fine. There's things that make us a little different, and don't get down on yourself, and don't let other people bully you or gang up on you, and just be yourself and be unique. And so this book is really great, and you can find Bumblebee Bob Has a Big Butt on Amazon.com, as well as some of these other books that he sent me. Delbert, the Downhearted Dung Beetle, which is also a great read, and it has cute little illustrations in it. The illustrations in this book are just fun. They have, this this town of little beetles, and they love poop. So, to each their own. But there's this little beetle, and he wants to have the biggest ball of poop rolled up so he can present it to this girl and get her to marry him. So along the way he encounters this bully who's kind of mean and rough and bigger than him, who waits till he falls asleep and he steals his ball and he hides it inside a tree. And so poor Delbert, he has to try to find it, and he goes to all these animals, and he asks the antelope, and he asks the giraffes, and he asks all kinds of animals, and he asks this little cricket, and the cricket says, oh, I saw it, it's in this tree over here, and this big strong bully, he stole it. So he goes and he tries to figure out a way to get the ball back, and so he gets the ball, and then he's confronted by the bully, and the bully says, I am bigger than you, I'm stronger than you, I took your ball, and I'm gonna marry the girl. And so Delbert, he outsmarts the bully. And so what he does, you see him standing here on top of the ball, and so what he does is he stands on it and he rolls it over the bully, and the bully, here he is crushed underneath of it, which isn't that great, but I guess he doesn't die or anything. But he gets crushed underneath of it, and he rolls it all the way to the girl. And so the girl sees it and she's happy about it, and she said, oh, you brought me the biggest piece of dung, so I love you. And they get married and they live happily ever after. And then again, as common with Papa Campbell books, you'll have the moral at the end, and it says, if you have a big dung ball of your own to roll somewhere and a bully stands in your way, remember what you can do. And so he does a cute little play on words, and it just says, turn that bully into a wimp by getting them all tangled up inside your giant ball of boo-boo. So it's just, you know, kind of cute. It does teach a story. It does teach a lesson, has a good moral. Kids today are encountering bullies more and more, whether it's cyberbullying or physical bullying, and so this just helps encourage kids to, you know, stand up, be confident, and you know, do what you believe in, and also that being smarter than other people can can really help you in the world, and it's not always about how big and strong you are. Brains can get you more so further in life than, you know, just being big and strong. So this was another wonderful book. Again, Papa Campbell, and he is on Amazon.com, and I'm also posting this on my website afterwards. The last book that I have to review today is The Farmyard Adventures of Clever Heifer, and Clever Heifer is a cow that's very clever. And she is, first of all, let me just say that the character development in this book is great. It's really funny. You can see it says characters, Clever Heifer, played by Henrietta Utterbutter. And they just have just some of these really funny characters in the beginning that it says who they're played by. It's just humorous to me. So this cow, she has this really super annoying fly that lands on her, which is common in barnyards, and the fly ends up trying to ruin her day, and she was really thinking about just going to enjoy a shady nap underneath of her favorite tree. And so she's trying to get him off, and so she consults her friends, and she consults this rat, and the rat gives her bad advice, and she goes, I'm not doing that to get him off. And so then she goes to another animal, and she goes to a frog. Well, she goes to a pig. And the pig has a bad idea, and then she goes to other animals who have other ideas, and so the bee, or the fly, is super happy, and he's just singing songs, and he's just obnoxious because he's not going anywhere, and he's just loving that he's messing up her day. And so, finally, in the end, after all this advice from all the friends that have not really helped her very much, poor Clever Heifer realizes, oh yeah, my name's Clever Heifer, I'm clever. So what she does is thinks of another idea, which is, I'm just gonna go and lay underneath the tree like I wanted to, and I'm just gonna do it. And so then she realizes that the tree that she was going to lay underneath is a tree that flies hate. So she goes and she lays underneath the tree, which is what she wanted to do anyway. She gets the fly to go away, and here she is dancing and clicking her heels because she's super excited that she now gets both things she wanted, which is the shade of the tree and the fly off her back. So Papa Campbell puts another moral at the end of the story right here that says the moral of the story, and it has the dancing cow there. And this one says the moral of the story is, if there's somewhere in your life you really want to go, someplace in your life you really want to be, on top of the world or under a tree, on your way you clippity-clop into a pesky problem or tragedy, now is the time to ask your frolicking farmyard friends for fun and fabulous advice, but remember what Clever Heifer learned once or twice. Don't forget, no matter what your friends say or tell you to do, you can come up with some astonishing and clever moo cow ideas too. And it's just so cute, and it teaches another great lesson for kids, to always believe in yourself, listen to what you have to say, and you know, don't always listen to what your friends have to say or what people are telling you to do. So this encourages independent thinking, and just to be proud of yourself and proud of your own ideas, and to, you know, prosper in the world. And so I think that all of Papa Campbell books are wonderful, and they're also available on Amazon.com. I'll be putting a link up to Papa Campbell's work on my website, which is www.kidsbookbookclub.com. And thank you again for joining me. Bye, everybody.